Now, for the next part of our interview with wine expert James King, we found ourselves at a really hot spot called Spaghettini, or Spaghetti Knee. It's located in Seal Beach, California, just off of Seal Beach Boulevard. I've never been there before, but heard loads and loads about it. And I happen to live, I don't know, maybe 3-4 miles from there at the moment. Now, did you know there are wine cults? Yeah, really. Did you also know that wine is made in every state of the Union? It's true. These are the kind of interesting tidbits you learn when you're hanging out with a guy like James King.
Probably one of the first original cult wineries. Cult. C-U-L-T, cult.
Okay.
There are people who buy it religiously. People who will wait in line to get it. Because they have a release twice a year. Once in August. I don't know when the second release is. Oh, February. Once in February, once in August. They do a release party. And people used to wait in line just to be able to get their case.
Silver Oak.
Yes. So you know wine is made in every state in the union.
No, I didn't know that.
All 50 states.
All 50 states
you can
make wine.
Produce wine.
No kidding.
Now, the key is learn how to read the label, because a winery can be in one location and their grapes can actually come from another location.
Yeah.
Generally, they do not cross state borders generally, but there are always exceptions to those rules, especially with states that border. So for example, you will rarely find a Washington wine doing a Pinot. If a Washington wine did a Pinot, they probably got the grapes from another state, and more than likely Oregon. Pinot grapes don't grow well in Washington.
Okay.
And a lot of Oregon wineries will get grapes from Washington, or on the border, there'll be a vineyard on the border of the Washington-Oregon border where they can get Cab grapes or Merlot grapes or whatever. Because Oregon is known for Pinot.
Now, what's the deal with Quintessa? Rumor has it that you have a relationship with that wine.
So, Aaron Pott, who's my best friend and he's a winemaker. I say he's a rock star. He used to be the winemaker at Quintessa. He is now a consultant at Quintessa. And that's just one example of a fantastic wine that he makes.
Nice. And what would it cost me to buy a bottle of Quintessa pre-Eric leaving?
His name is Aaron.
Aaron. Okay.
Aaron. So Quintessa, I think is sort of like in the $110 range.
Given that there's a title for this unique position, which a lot of people are aware of, this is sommelier, but there aren't a lot of guys doing this. So why did you become this?
So I still think titles are a trap. And in fact, I didn't do it for the title. It's part of my personality. I love to help people. And it just so happens this is an area where I have a passion. And so it could be as simple as, what wine should I pair with this particular food? Or given that this price point I want to spend, what wine should I look at? Or what are the certain attributes, characteristics of a wine that I should look for? What I do is I'm a wine educator. And what I try to do is provide experiences and opportunities for people to enjoy, because this is more than a beverage.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that it's not just a beverage. And I've had some experiences as of late with wine that I'm going to remember for a long, long time. So, nonetheless, you don't like titles, but I got to ask, how do you become a sommelier?
So there's probably 3 different ways you could become a sommelier. And one is the training and the certification and testing. Another is sort of the school of hard knocks. You start working at a restaurant or working in a wine store and you just move up the rungs. But I think all in all, it really comes down to experience. It comes down to experiencing a variety of wines and a variety of settings, and then having your experiences and having your skills tested and validated. But if you don't have the right mix of skills, you'll never be good at this, because you need to engage people. You need to heighten their experience. So when they walk away, they can say, oh my God, I can't believe that wine he recommended. It was outstanding.
What's your relationship to wine? You know what I mean? Like, what's your connection to it? Do you, is it something you just drink? Do you love it? Do you crave it? Do you lust it even? Well, I, for one, have a much different relationship with wine today, at my age, which I don't need to divulge, as I did when I was much younger. And I asked James King the same question. Here's what he had to say.
I generally talk about my first experience with wine being 11 years ago in Napa at Silver Oak. But truth be told, I've been drinking wine since before I was 18 years old. I just don't want to tell anyone about those wines. You know, when you're drinking things like Andre sparkling wine that was only $1 a bottle, or you're drinking Manischewitz, or you're drinking some other things that I'm too embarrassed to talk about. You think talking about the Beringer White Zinfandel was embarrassing? Well, believe me, those were wine, but I wouldn't touch this stuff now. So my experiences started there, and it wasn't, once again, it wasn't until 11 years ago where I learned to understand wines and appreciate them and understand the subtlety of wines that this passion sort of took off. And literally, it's taken me around the world. I mean, I've been to Italy, I've been to France, I've been throughout South America, and I've been to a number of states here in the United States where I've tasted wine. Wine is made in every state in the Union.